This weekend, the Folk of Gloucester Theatre Festival is going to be celebrating International Theatre Day with local and national companies. One of those performing is Robert Cohen, who reassesses the events of Shakespeare's classic Hamlet through the eyes of King Claudius as well. This is a fascinating one. Robert joins me on the line this afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Robert.
Good afternoon to you.
What inspired you to create this show?
Well, I'd done a few other one-person shows, and what happened was that I was listening, in fact, to the BBC one afternoon some years ago, pre-pandemic it was. Well, it was about 10 years ago, in fact, 11 years ago. They serialised Hamlet as the afternoon play on Radio 4 one week with Jamie Parker as Hamlet. And I was listening to it whilst doing some very boring admin work, and suddenly got to thinking how interesting a character Claudius, the murderous uncle, is, and how there's a lot of questions left unanswered by Shakespeare's play. So I thought I would take the liberty of maybe filling in some of the holes.
You've answered that very succinctly, so thank you. Claudius, usually portrayed as a villain. How have you put a different spin on this?
Well, of course, because Shakespeare's a genius, though Claudius is a villain, he also there's never any villain in Claudius who's a complete panto-villain, who's completely black and white. So that's why he's great, or one of the reasons he's great. So I didn't have to completely change the character or anything like that. It's really just about things like, for instance, you see Hamlet and you think, well, Claudius has married his brother's widow very quickly after killing him, and you wonder, is that just a political thing for continuity purposes, or has something been going on there for a long time? In fact, in my version, there's been something going on for a very long time. In fact, she's his old flame from before she was married to his brother.
Interesting. I wondered if you're going to go to all of that. I tell you what, this is going to be quite a spectacular event this weekend. What does it mean to be involved yourself in this?
Oh, well, it's great because it's being organised. I'm not from Gloucester, I'm from Sussex, in fact, but I have a long history of association with the Stroud Theatre Festival, which John Bassett has organised for many years, and he is organising this festival at the Folk of Gloucester, which is a place I've not been to before, but I'm very much looking forward. It's older than Shakespeare, this building, and so it'll be exciting to perform the play that's somewhere that's sort of contemporaneous with the subject matter.
Yeah, and I think you've got a few performances over the weekend, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Everyone gets to do 3 performances potentially, and the times are sort of mixed up so that everyone gets a crack at the best times, or whatever they may be. I'm doing Friday at 7:30, Saturday at 9, and lunchtime on the Sunday. But there's lots of other great things as well. Well, I think there's 6 shows in total. John himself is doing a thing called the Smoking Show, which is something to do with smoking, I imagine. Okay. And there's on the Friday, there's a thing called Dancing with Auntie, which is at 1:00, and that's a soup and theatre thing. I'm told. So I like soup and theatre, so I'll be there.
You'll be all right. And actually, we should say just before you go, it's been a tricky time for theatre, generally, and the music business. But events like this really help, don't they? To get people out and hopefully supportive.
Yeah, one would like to think so. Yeah, I think it's been. Some areas of showbiz have very much bounced back since the pandemic. I've really liked the fact that cinema has actually bounced back and gone from strength to strength, which I didn't expect to happen. It's not been easy with the theatre. It's always difficult to get people off their backsides, off the sofa, and leaving home when there's more and more and more reasons to stay at home these days. But it's a glorious thing when people do come out and see stuff live.
Definitely. Thank you so much indeed, Robert, for coming on, and I'm sure it'll all be brilliant this weekend. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. And Something Rotten, or the Claudius Complex writer-performer Robert Cohen, directed by Jenny Rower. As I say, it's all part of the Folk of Gloucester Theatre Festival, celebrating International Theatre Day.